it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out the new Urban Myth palette by Black Moon Cosmetics. Now, when I chose this palette, I had to wear my Teresa's Dead shirt. Isn't that just the cutest? Because if you look at the artwork that is on this palette, we have Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, right there. We have Bigfoot, we've got aliens and all kinds of stuff. So I couldn't pass this palette up, even if whenever I first saw the packaging, even if I didn't love the color story on it, which I do. My daughter's boyfriend believes in Bigfoot, so we always pick on him. So when I saw this, I was like, I have to have that palette. So the inside of the palette looks like this. It has a flying saucer themed shaped mirror, and then it has 10 shades, which it's 5 mattes and 5 shimmers, and this retails for $38. Now, I ordered this directly from the Black Moon website on release day, and I think it took about a week or so to get here. I don't know for sure, because I have so many things that I've ordered, it's kind of crazy. So we're gonna start off by swatching just like we normally do. Those feel nice. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the shimmer side. We've got Area 51, Boogeyman, Bermuda Triangle, and Paranormal. Those are very pretty, very pastel-y looking shades almost, but they're still pretty. Then we have Bloody Mary, Mothman, Crop Circles, Loch Ness. So we've got Bloody Mary, Mothman, Crop Circles, Loch Ness. That's a really pretty blue. And I'm just using an e.l.f. like face halo kind of thing to wipe my hands on. And then we have Chupacabra and Bigfoot. So Chupacabra, Bigfoot. So you can see that they swatched very well. The shimmers are nice and shimmery, and the mattes are nice and matte. But, you know, I love a good colorful eyeshadow palette. So as I said, I was extremely excited to get this, to be able to play with it. So let's go ahead and do a look. So I'm starting off by grabbing my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base in a fair. I've been using this non-stop since I got it. It is such a good base. So just blending that out. This is just an IT Cosmetics brush, just a fluffy crease brush, just using that to blend it out. And typically, if I'm doing a neutral look, I don't mind a eyeshadow primer that has no pigment to it. But if I'm doing a more colorful look, I definitely like to stick to an eyeshadow primer that has a little bit of pigment, either a white base or a fair colored base, so that way it fits better for laying down color. Because I am a medium skin tone, pretty true medium skin tone, and sometimes whenever I put on more colorful eyeshadow, especially because my lids are darker than a medium, that's where I have hyperpigmentation. So with that being said, we're using the e.l.f. eye tapes like normal. But with that being said, I like to have something to kind of hide my eye shape. So this is the Refer 01 brush, and I like this shape, and it is clean. It looks dirty, but it is clean. So it's a fluffy blender, but see if it's not too deep. So we're gonna first go into the shade Chupacabra, the purple, and I'm just going to start by stamping that in the front portion of my eye. And that is ending up much more on the lid than what I want, but I am going to take and cover that up with shimmer anyway. I think what I want to do is do a gradient from purple to green on the top. But that is a pretty purple, very pretty purple. I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but trust me, it'll come together. My nose is a little bit runny. We had Chipotle for lunch, and I always get the red sauce, so that's the hottest sauce from Chipotle, and it's always so good for helping clean out my sinuses. Okay. So as you can tell, the purple has quite a bit of a blue base to it. So to me, it's more of like a blurple than just a plain old purple, which I don't mind. So what I mean is, you see how it is more blue leaning. So now we're gonna grab the shade Loch Ness, which is picking up phenomenal. And we're gonna do that in the middle. Those shades are blending well together. And I'm using the same brush. You can see how that's my skin, that's not the shadow. If I go in too rough when I'm blending my lids, because you know I am 37, it does tend to want to catch, then be super smooth. Okay, I like how that is coming out. Looks really, really pretty. So what I'm gonna do now, before I get into anything else, I'm gonna grab, this is a clean one. This is the Kaleidos, what is this? S1, and I'm just using that, and it's clean, just kind of over the edges, to make sure everything is nice and smooth. So now I'm gonna go back into the Rephr 01, dust it off on my Vera Mona color switch, and we're gonna go into the shade Crop Circles. I love a good green shadow. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love a good green shadow. And again, I'm just stamping that in over the edge. Kind of placing everything where I want it to go in the beginning. And then I'm going to take that brush, go over the edges again, really making sure everything is nice and blended. Because I do want that gradient effect, almost where they have that pastel look to the outside. Now what I'm going to do, now is where we get to the fun stuff. So this is the BK Beauty 203. This is a much denser domed brush, and I'm just re-adding some purple to the front. So you see how that brings back the pigment? So you can definitely tell it's purple. Because when you go back and blend over the top of these shades, it tones them down some, and I want them to be bright and vibrant. So now I'm going back into Loch Ness, the blue shade, and doing the same thing where I'm just kind of going over the edges, but I'm keeping it much more in the crease. And then once I add shimmer, I may have to do this again, I'm not sure. But so far they're performing beautifully. Okay, now I'm gonna dust it off one more time. And we're gonna do the same thing with Crop Circles. Okay, pretty. Okay, hold on. I see some spots. Okay, so I'm going back in with the purple. But you see how I missed it, but that's where my eyes crease, but that's not on the shadow. There we go. Okay, Now, we're gonna take that Kaleidos S1 again. And as you can see, I'm holding it very high up and just bringing it over the edges. I want that really blown out. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, drop my brush. So now what we're going to do is I'm gonna take this as not a clean, but a cleanish ColourPop E4. And we're gonna go ahead and grab our shimmer, our glitter glue. Okay. A little bit more than that. And I'm kind of creating a faux cut crease and just spreading the shimmer. This is the Too Faced glitter glue. I don't know why I keep calling it shimmer. All over the lid. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to start with Boogeyman the green. And we're going to stamp that in the green area. Okay, wipe that off. Then I'm going to take Bermuda Triangle. Oh, that's pretty. When I swatched it, it was pretty, but it looks so much better on the eye. And then kind of blending the two together. Okay. Dusting it off, and now we're gonna go into the shade Paranormal, the purple. Oh, that's pretty. I'm really liking how this is looking. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now what do I want to do? Where's my little brush? Okay, so I'm picking up because if you look, my shimmers are not on super straight. So I'm going to grab the Crop Circles color on the 203 brush and just kind of go over the green edge, just to make sure everything's kind of blended, because I don't want it to, I want it to be pigmented, but I don't want it to just look like a place shadow and didn't blend it at all. And then I'm taking Loch Ness over the blue where I put the Bermuda Triangle shade. There we go. And now we're gonna go into Chupacabra over where we put the Paranormal shade. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera, put the rest of my face makeup on, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line. But so far, look how pretty that is. And now don't judge everything off the eye look, because I am no expert. I am mediocre at best, but I mean, I'm really loving how that's looking. So let me go put the rest of my face makeup on, and I will come back and we'll go over my thoughts on the palette. So I'm back with the rest of my face on. Look how pretty the top of this eye look looks. I am in love. So I used the Mulan blush in Good Luck Charm from ColourPop. I used my Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light Bronzer. And then on my lips, I used the new Pat McGrath Omi Lip Color, which looks like this. And I used a little bit of the Almond Gloss by Tower 28 on top. And, oh, and highlight, I used a mixture of Mo Honey and Afternoon Snack by Fenty Beauty. It's a beautiful bronzy kind of gold shade. I got that in a subscription box. So now let's go ahead and finish off this look. So I'm going to take my Pat McGrath. This is the Permagel eyeliner in Extreme Black. And we're just going to tightline our waterline. There we go. Because I really want this to be a very kind of deep look. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take, hear all my stuff knocking down, my 204 brush by BK Beauty. I have a bunch of these because if you do not know, I love the BK Beauty brushes. Brush brands that I absolutely adore. BK Beauty, I love the ones by Refer, It Cosmetics. I also love my Sigma brushes. So I just wipe that off and I'm gonna go into the shade Bloody Mary. Even though it's a shimmer, I think it'll work under the eyes. So I'm just taking and using that all the way down my lower lash line. And I'm not worried if it gets a little messy because I will take and clean it up with some other shadow. So I like how that looks. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my Zoeva Luxe Crease Brush and I'm gonna take just the smallest hint of Bigfoot, dust it off, and use that to blend it out. There we go. Cause see, I'm wanting it to almost pull like a dirty plum instead of red because I feel like that will go better with the look. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Mothman, which is like that really light, almost kind of khaki green. And really go around the edges. Okay, liking that. Let's apply some Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes mascara. I've had this forever. It's almost done for. To the lower lashes, and I am wearing false lashes on the top, which are my favorites, the Eylure Accent 005. There we go. Now, last but definitely not least is our inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna go into that Area 51 shade, that really pretty silver. So I picked it up on the brush and it picked up well, but I am gonna spray it just to make sure because I want it to stay in place. So I'm just taking and wrapping that around. See how pretty that looks? I love that color. That's a good silver. And silvers are not always the easiest thing to do. So I'm picking up my Zoeva brush, the one that I used underneath, just to kind of go back because I did go a little ham with the silver. And that is the finished look. And I did use all 10 of the colors on this eye look. And I'm loving it. Like, I think it looks so good. What do you think? I'm very, very pleased with it. So let me give you my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, so for $38, it is a great palette. If you're not into color, this is definitely not the palette for you because there's not really a whole lot of neutral looks. You could probably make a neutral leaning look, but you're not gonna get a neutral look out of this palette. But the color story is gorgeous. The packaging is life. So I would definitely recommend checking out Black Moon Cosmetics and checking out the Urban Myth palette. This definitely has me intrigued to try more from this brand because this is the first thing that I have purchased from them, and it is so good that I would definitely look at picking up more. I can't stop staring at my eyes. I keep seeing them in the monitor and I'm like, ooh, that looks pretty. So that should tell you something. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we have been inundated with all kinds of releases lately, so it has been a whole lot more. So I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all soon. Bye.